right, everybody. So let's look at 4-7 reteaching, which is congruence and overlapping triangles. We're going to look at some notes here. We're going to cross out some proofs, and we're going to do a few problems. This is that sometimes you can prove that one pair of triangles is congruent, and then use corresponding parts of those triangles to prove another pair congruent, and often those triangles overlap. So you can see here in this problem that we have triangle ADE, overlapping triangle CED. So these are separated here, and it's a little bit easier to see the parts when you separate them. And there is an overlapping piece, this triangle BED, also in there as well. But we're going to separate some of these things so that we can identify the different parts for them. In fact, I'm going to color code these for you real quick, just so you can see which ones correspond to which ones. Okay, so we have triangle AED right here. Oh, this is really bad. No, it's not. It's not too bad. Okay, I'm just going to put this in the same color over here so hopefully you can see what goes with what. So this is triangle AED right here. So those correspond. And let's switch colors. Let's go with Christmas colors. How about some red? All right. So we can see the second triangle over here. This triangle CDE here. Okay, is the same one as this one down here. So when you separate them, sometimes it's going to be easier to prove them congruent or see which corresponding parts match up to which other ones. Okay, so let's look at, not the proof, but let's look, oh, by the way, we talked about CP/CTC earlier. In this proof here, it shows that we had proven that triangle AED was congruent to triangle CDE. After that, we can say, oh, okay, so then corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, so I can state that angle A is congruent to angle C. So there's a good example of using CP/CTC. All right, so in our reteach here, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. We are not going to do 4 and 5 because we are not going to worry about proofs at this time. We are just at this time getting concepts down. We want to make sure that we understand the concepts without worrying ourselves with these proofs. Okay? So let's look at 1, 2, 3. This says to separate and redraw the overlapping triangles and identify the vertices. Now they tell you, I mean, you see all kinds of triangles here. In fact, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 triangles here, but they want us to highlight triangle GLJ and triangle HJL. So let's do that. Let's take one of our colors here and trace over triangle GLJ. So I'm going to go from G down to L, over to J, and that's one of the triangles. So I'm going to separate that. I'm going to draw that triangle right here. Okay, and I've got triangle GLJ right there. Okay, and I'm going to switch colors. Y'all know I like to do that. Let's do blue this time. Okay. So on this one, we are going to look at triangle HJL. So HJL is going to be this triangle. So I'm going to draw that one separately down here. Okay. And this one is triangle HJL. So here we are literally just practicing separating these triangles and identifying the vertices. Okay. So we got a couple more to try on or to practice on. 2 looks a little bit complex, so this ought to be a good one to separate here. I'm going to go ahead and separate my problems with some lines here because I'm feeling these might run into each other here. Okay, so all right, so let's grab another color. How about green? Great. Okay. All right. Oh gosh, lots of triangles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. So, but they want us to highlight MRP and NQS. So those are the 2 bigger triangles that are focused in on here. MRP, triangle MRP goes from M down to R, over here to P, and then close it up. Okay, so I'm going to draw that triangle all by its lonesome over here and identify those vertices. That's M. R's down here, and P is right here. All right, so we're going to go with another color, going back to purple. So where's that pretty purple? Is that it? Okay, so the other one that they wanted us to identify here in number 2 was triangle NQS. So I'm starting at N, going down to Q. over to S, and then closing it back up. So I'm going to pull that triangle apart. I've just taken these two triangles and separated them. So I'm going to draw a triangle in QS over here and identify those vertices. That's N, this is Q, and that's S. And if we were working a problem here algebraically or with some congruent markings, we would transfer those congruent markings to these triangles once we have separated them. Right, I'm going to go with another separation line here real quick, and then we can do number 3, and we can call it a night. Number 3 right here. Okay, all right. Should I go with different colors than these 4? Maybe. Let's see what else we got. I could use an orange. But what can I use for the other one? Maybe that one of those blues. Okay, so I'm going to go with an orange here. This wants me to start with triangle FED. Triangle FED is this triangle right here. It looks kind of brown. I thought I was going with an orange. There's a triangle FED. Looks kind of like that. Let's put our vertices on here. F. Oops. Lost the bottom of it. E. And D. All right, let's pull that really pretty blue in for this last triangle. Where's that really pretty blue? There it is. Okay, so the last triangle they're wanting us to draw here is triangle CDE, and this is an overlapping triangle with the other one with FED. So CDE is this one right here. So we're going to draw this one right next to FED and identify the vertices. This is C, this is D, and this is E. And we'll do some more practice for this in class as we prepare for the test. But please make sure that you get these separations and these vertices identified on your own paper so that you'll have this for reference in the classroom. All right, see you guys in class. Saving it.